We are now live on TikTok and Instagram is checking my connection. So, oh, we are actually live with no video
Neat.
on. Yeah, I know, right? So we have no video on Instagram. I started a live video. Hey guys, it's Dr. Mo. I just started a live video on Instagram and it's black, the whole
Perfect.
screen. So, yep, great. I mean, I guess if you want to listen to me, that's great, but we're going to end the live and try it again. Let's discard that. But we are also live on, add a title. Again, forget it. We're just going to do this. All right. Welcome to Tuesday, everybody. We're good. Neil,
Hi,
do the
everybody.
disclaimer.
Oh, you want to make me co-host too? Well, welcome everybody to another Tuesday morning chat. I guess with the world. First, this is not considered medical advice. This is just us trying to answer a few questions here and there, just general chat about GLP-1s, lifestyle medicine. So hit us with your questions. Other than that, it's also not a HIPAA compliance space. So don't tell everybody your business if you don't want them knowing it. But otherwise, welcome.
But it's social media, so let's be serious. Everybody tells everybody their business anyway. So you're good. Sorry, things are shaky. I can't get Instagram. I've got to restart the app. But that's okay. So we will be on Instagram shortly. But for right now, give us your questions on
Oh, there you
TikTok.
go.
So what do we talk about while we're here? We talk about lifestyle medicine. And I say that because I had someone on TikTok say, well, I know most of your content is GLP-1 based. It is because that's what people want information about. So the issue is we are a lifestyle medicine practice. We don't just do GLP-1s. Two out of the three people in the room today. I know it's like me and my imaginary friends. No, for real. If you go to YouTube, watch drmo.com, there are actually two other people here. But we have two certified nutritionists on staff. We do a ton with behavior change, right? We're not just here's your prescription, hope it goes well. It's not what we do. So sorry, I tried to turn my.
If anything, please don't do that. God, I want to help people when they, like I had one quit yesterday because he wasn't seeing any progress, and it sucks, you know?
We can get you progress. We get
Yeah.
everybody progress. And I know someone out there, someone actually, it made me back off from social media for a while because somebody's like, oh, don't bullshit me. Sorry, Brandon. Brandon's kid's right behind him, of course. And she's like, and she totally attacked me. You can't say that. No, I can because I own the practice and I have access to all the numbers. So, yep. Like we don't let you fail if you show up. Funny that, you know? So
Yeah,
anyway.
because a lot of times it's just little things, just little adjustments. I mean, I find that with, patients that have been with for us even for a while, and it's like their second video visit, making a little change here and there, like, oh, never thought about that. So,
Right. Well, yeah, because we've had a lot of experience both personally and professionally with them. Sorry, I'm doing my getting on Instagram. All right, there we go.
is it working?
We're there. I think we're there. Look at that. Okay, now we're live. Now we got the whole shebang. Okay, now we're also on Instagram. If you want to go follow us over there, there we go. Telling your followers you're live. There's Neil. We're all there. The gang's all here. Well, actually, some of the gang's not here because they had to work at their conventional jobs today. So here, as long as we're talking about it, if you want to be a patient with us, go to amstelehealth.com. If you want to be coached by me, go to drmocoaching.com. If you're an AMS patient, don't go to that. I mean, you can go to that link and get information, but just text the team because the prices for coaching are stupid low if you're an AMS patient. So just ask the team, text the care team, because that's how we do our care is we text 99% of it. We do one video visit a year because we think that's prudent and we have to see you. Now we say that we also have these every week for patients. It's Wednesday happy hour. I still love that.
Yeah, and sometimes not everybody has a question, so sometimes you can have an hour with us.
Like literally, sometimes
Yeah.
it's like one-on-one.
It's
I'll
4-on-1 because there might be 4 of us there answering all these questions.
Right? Like we'll have literally like 5 providers in a room with like one person who has a question. They get like, talk about intensive. So it's pretty cool.
Best thing about it is name a telemedicine practice that has that much value in a monthly subscription. I mean, it's unbelievable.
Yeah, no, that's well, that's part of it. You know, my goal is to provide 10 times the value you pay for. So come on, come play.
Carrie was losing 12 pounds a month on tirzepatide, and last month only 5 pounds.
Grab that.
That's not only, that's still fantastic. I mean, anything more than a pound a week is considered rapid weight loss, and that's more than a pound. That's 1.25. That's still fantastic. Especially, you know, it's not uncommon for it to slow down a little bit, and it's really not uncommon, you know, to slow down and then speed back up. So
yeah,
that is
weight
no
loss is
problem.
never linear, whether it's tirzepatide or otherwise, right? And that's the one thing somebody asked me this morning on TikTok, or I got the message this morning. You know, I don't have access to GLP-1s, but can you give me like small changes I can make to lose weight? Yes, I can. And we will. But here's the deal. You know what you should be doing. That's not the question, right? If you don't know your protein should be higher, you're not educating yourself. I'm going to call some people out here. You know you should be hydrating. You know you should be moving. We know we need strength training and some sort of cardiovascular activity for health, right? And we can tell you, yes, you need to increase your protein. The goal is 100 grams if you're female. But here's the thing. Knowing does not equal doing. You have to change literally who you are. I could not change that without the help of a medication. If that makes me weak, so be it. I needed the medication for my mental health, and that allowed me to make the changes that I knew I should be making. I don't like the word should. The changes that would benefit me the most with health. I'm looking at the states. Thank you, Lena.
Making sure we got them all.
I know. I'm like, I don't know. Just checking them.
Oh, Kylie, awesome. Officially down 60 pounds today. Congrats. Carrie, I had 2 months where, lost 4 pounds. Yeah, it's still fantastic. And it's still going in the right direction. It's still a pound a week. That's
You know,
still great.
I did an interview with a couple of people, and they're both still obese, but they feel great compared to what they felt before. And they're like, I think I'm done losing weight. And I said, that's great. There's a but in there, right? Because, you know, we want to optimize our health and optimize our time with our children, really. You know, let's think about it. This is what we're doing. It's not about the weight loss. You know, GLP-1s, I tell people, I lure them in, and I lure them in with medicine and coach them to death, because that's what we do. It's like, here's your carrot. So I mean, so here's the thing. So say you reach your goal weight, or you're where you feel the best in your skin, right? And that might change. What then? Because if you're like me, you spent 40 years trying to lose weight and keep it off. Well, now we're dialed in. Some of us need medicine, some of us don't forever, but we've got some behaviors dialed in where we are living a new identity. Well, that's the problem. If you don't shift to that new identity as somebody who does certain things, you will go back. So,
Just a good question. Is there too much weight to lose in a month? Like, can you lose too fast?
I know what I think. Should we take a vote?
I know what, yeah. It kind of, for me, it depends on where you are at in the process. And I think probably a little bit how much you will have to lose and how bad your habits were. I think it kind of depends.
I think so too. I didn't have a ton to lose, but my habits were awful. You know, I couldn't control my eating at all. So I don't think there's an answer to that.
No, we've had people that I think still lost a healthy amount of weight, lost like 17 pounds their first month. You know, their habits were really bad. and they changed everything. Like they literally started eating good. They started exercising. They did everything they needed to do. Plus, some of it's going to be inflammation, with like tirzepatide being an anti-inflammatory and them eating better. They don't have the inflammation from the food. Their normal body inflammation is gone. So some of it's going to, or a lot of it's going to be water weight.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, if you see so Brandon, opinion before I tell my story.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think you guys are right. There's a fine line. You don't want starvation ketosis. You don't want severe kind of dehydration type side
that
effects.
is like garbage, by the way.
Yeah. So, I mean, I think water weight, to Neil's point, you're going to get at least 6 to 8 pounds, somewhere around there, maybe even more. So 2 pounds a week, that's pretty good. On top of the water weight.
I've lost 15 pounds the first month, and my face was so bloated. My whole body was so bloated. The tissues were bloated. But there's 2 different kinds of bloat, right? There's gut bloat and there's tissue bloat. We call it the same thing. I don't call it the same thing because we in this room are medical professionals. We're not some fly-by-night influencers, but the tissue bloat, the inflammation, right? And the crappy part is that inflammation wasn't just showing on the outside. It's not about the appearance. That inflammation was in my blood vessels, in my organs, in my brain. So telemed groups are a bit sketchy, but I like the GLP-1s. Hey, I'm going to take that personally. We are.
I think some are.
Yeah, sure. Just like some doctors really suck. Sorry, some people might think I suck.
Since I started working out 2 weeks ago, I've lost weight slower. Is there a scientific explanation? So when you like work out, exercise, you do cause some inflammation in the muscles. So you may retain a little bit more fluid that way. In addition to, if you're slowly starting to build muscle, because if you've been completely untrained, you're going to actually build muscle pretty quickly. That might be a little bit of it too. And it's normal to have fluctuations in weight loss.
And right. And it will increase your appetite as well, somewhat. So if you're having we don't talk about this. If you're having trouble where you have no appetite on a GLP-1, consider walking or, hey, Bjorn. I'm sorry, Bjorn's on Instagram. I haven't seen Bjorn in forever. I'm assuming he's in Nice. I digress. But so if you do start exercising, it will, like, if you're one of those people like, I can't eat anything. Okay, we'll go around the block for a walk. It will start moving your guts a little bit, and it shouldn't really do much to the food noise. Now, don't go out and do 2 hours of CrossFit. That's good. For a lot of us, that will skyrocket the food noise. So 42 weeks on tirzepatide, down 60 pounds. That's a nice little rate there, huh?
That's awesome.
All right. Pre-diabetic need to lose 25 pounds. What to do? We only have 45 minutes. So we do talk here. So the GLP-1 class of medications, I'm going to lump them together because although the study was done on semaglutide, 94% of the people that were pre-diabetic that took GLP-1s and lost weight and, revamped their metabolism did not progress to diabetes. Okay. So that's the first thing. Like, do whatever you can to stop the metabolic damage in your body from progressing. And that to me is get a hold of a GLP-1 in a reputable way with a provider who will talk to you and treat you well. Right. And who you have a good rapport with and you can ask all these questions. I would say do that first. If you're already pre-diabetic, man, make it happen. Yeah. If you're in Naples, I see Naples Aunt. If you're in Naples, I'm jealous, number 1. And number 2, we treat people in Florida. Oh, okay. I'll come visit. I'll bring it to your door. How's that sound? Because
anecdotally, I've seen patients that are kind of in that gray zone, pre-diabetes, or even, hemoglobin A1C is in the 6 to 6.5 range. And starting tirzepatide or starting a GLP does just amazing work for them relatively quickly, kind of tagging along with that first month of weight loss. I mean, you do see an improvement relatively quickly. 3 to 6 months, you're going to be a different person metabolically.
Yeah. Yeah. And you know what? And a lot of people won't be able to tell on the outside if you don't, maybe you don't have any weight to lose. Maybe, this isn't about the weight loss, right? It is and it isn't, because fat mass disease is real, right? It puts pressure on your joints, it puts pressure on your lungs, puts pressure on your heart. But inside, weight notwithstanding, your body is repairing after, if you're anything like me, a crap ton of abuse.
The weight loss will come, but the other things come with it. So pretty amazing.
Hi, Mary Lou, first time here. So if you are here and you're in our states, go to amstelehealth.com, click be a patient. One of the things we forget to talk about all the time on here is you don't pay us until we come to it. Like we talk, right? We go back and forth and say, okay, I think you guys are a good fit for the way you do business, right? And the way you need to change your life. So if it's a good fit, then we move on and send you an invoice, right? We separate medical care and the pharmacy charges because we're not a pharmacy. We are a medical practice. We are a lifestyle medicine practice. We do prescribe a lot of GLP-1s, but the vast majority of what we spend our time on is education. Oh, Brandy, loving that all the food noise is gone. Yeah, me too. Lisa, Maine, type 2. Yeah, it's gonna, I'm trying to think who's in Maine. Nikki's in Maine. So if you're not happy with your provider or you want to switch over, Nicole Baldwin is, I'm going to tell you her website that I bought her. Whereisnicole.com. Because I can never remember her website. So that forwards to her website now. If you want to check her out.
But yeah, if she's on 0.5 and it's not doing anything, it's probably time to go up.
Yeah.
Those are just the escalation doses, the 0.25, 0.5. You just need to be a little higher probably.
Hey, Heaven's back. Yes. So I have a lot of heart palpitations after COVID, and I'm pretty sensitive now to overeating sugar, getting dehydrated, or having my electrolytes be subclinically wonky, right? Like I would probably test normal on the range. So I drink an electrolyte drink daily, and I don't overeat sugar. But it does raise in studies, tirzepatide will raise your heartbeat about 10 beats a minute. It usually goes away in 6 months. Mine never did. Mine's 5 to 10 beats higher now, but I'll take it, Doesn't do much. It was pretty low. It was, 50 something before. On anesthesia, it's like 43. Always freaks people out. Well, if your palpitations aren't going away, that's when you need to go see a doctor, like in person, for real. Because it could be unrelated, right? So we always blame everything. Not we don't in this practice, right? But people will blame everything on the GLP-1. And we all know of the tragic case where we thought it was the GLP-1 treated side effects and, said, listen, you need a scope, you need a scope, you need a scope. And came up with stage 4 cancer instead.
But I think anybody would start treating the symptoms first. Hey, I have some indigestion. You try some stuff like a PPI. Oh, that's not helping. Okay, let's do Carafate. Okay, that's not helping. Now you need more stuff.
Correct. Right. We hit the most common.
Yeah.
Now let's figure out what the hell's going on. So yeah, absolutely. See the doctor on Monday, so hopefully he'll put me up another dose. Yeah, just thoughts on ashwagandha. Studies are okay. I don't think it's harmful, in recommended doses. I took it for a while because of the energy benefit studies that were, but it's on GLP-1s. I don't need anything like that anymore. My body uses food better now. Did we miss anything? Yeah, if it's not going away, then. Oh yeah, Lisa, get a Manjaro. Tell him you're having palpitations. Sorry. Here's me. Yeah, I am team tirzepatide from day one. Eli Lilly saved my life.
This one, RN. How do you switch from 5 to 7.5? Talk to your provider.
Yeah.
If you're not having typically if you're not with us, if you're not having side effects and you're not having appetite control, it's, you know, you're not losing weight, it's time to go up.
Yeah, for sure. Absolutely. Yeah, just talk to your provider, and that's like the big message of the day, I think, is get a provider that'll work with you. This is a great example of why you need a provider that will work with you. Sarah said 15 is not working for me anymore. What should I do? I'm gaining back while on it.
Hmm.
If you were our patient, we can add meds, but really before that, we address behaviors. How is your stress? Number one.
Yeah. Are you getting good sleep? 7 good restorative hours? You know, how's your protein intake? I'm assuming female. So, you know, are you at least getting 100 grams of protein a day? You know, it helps you feel fuller longer, stay fuller, get fuller faster. And then starting the day with 30 grams of protein will tremendously help with appetite later in the day, kind of start you off. And then hydrating. You know, dehydrated, you're not going to lose as fast. It's just that simple. There you show your protein shake. But yeah, the biggest one is that. And then if none of that stuff's working, and you can't cut calories just because the Monjuro is just not doing it for you. You're still overeating because you're thinking about it. Yeah, that's when I'd add meds.
Yeah. Yeah. I agree. I agree. I have a really high histamine reaction to tirzepatide. This, again, not medical advice, but here's my thought. We have people that 33% of the people will form antibodies to GLP-1s when they get injected. And some people have a histamine flare, which will give them humongous red spots. Not an allergy per se. Most of it went away in the studies at 6 months. I've got people that have been on it for 2 years that it just went away. Some people, it never goes away. Some people, and Neil always talks about this, the funny ones where you inject and then all the other sites light up.
Yeah.
I'm like, well, that's fun. Christmas lights. Okay,
And when I
great.
was on semaglutide, it happened occasionally. Like I might have 2 weeks in a row where it happens and it doesn't happen for a month and then it happens again. It's just, sometimes they turn red, sometimes they itched, and sometimes they didn't itch. So
Yeah, and I wonder if it decreases after 6 months because your overall inflammation has been decreased, right? You're not such a stress ball from before.
So Sarah's saying she was on the 15 and it's not working. Someone said go back to 7.5 or 10. I just don't have suppression anymore. So yeah, there's some people like on like Reddit that will try to like decrease the dose and then go back up.
Right.
I don't think there's any studies on that. The problem with dropping and then going back up is your body has to build up that level in the bloodstream again. So it is possible you will have a lengthy process of getting it back up.
Totally. Some people say it works,
Yeah.
But again, you got to work on behaviors as well. It's not a magic pill. Close, damn close. So thankful for these meds. Hope, yeah. On Zepbound, 7 months down, 52 pounds, 139, 15 milligrams, 2-month goal, 125 to 130. I like that goal, I had no idea where I was going to end up. I had a goal. How to help the stomach pains. Okay, so a couple things. How to help the stomach pain. I just lost it. How to help the stomach pain.
Stomach pains, diarrhea after day 1 after injection. I'm only on 30 units of semaglutide. My first choice with my patients would be to split that dose in 2. I mean, if you're not terrified of shots, I would take 15. I would probably take 15 units today, and then 3-4 days later, take the other 15 units.
Well, we also don't know how much 30 units is.
Correct. Yeah, depending on your dose, but typically we'll have our patients split their dose, and that works pretty well for side effect mitigation.
And do not eat whole foods meatloaf the night before.
There's the other thing. Yes. And I would do a generic food diary where you're just writing down what you ate, like meatloaf, potatoes, broccoli, and you might find something.
Raw cabbage,
broccoli, Brussels sprouts. It might be causing it.
Yeah. Yeah. It's really, your body acts very differently on these medications. How do you know when inflammation is down? You could get blood tests and you could do the numbers, or you could look at your face. I was the same weight at 38 years old and looked at least 10 pounds heavier in the face and the rest of my body. Because I was so poof. It's cortisol. It's cortisol bloat. The midsection too. I mean, now I look like a Shar-Pei, but that's another story.
I like the food diet idea. That's actually a really good food diary, Neil.
Yeah, I mean, if they're not losing, sometimes that's what it's necessary to get, like, to see what they're doing. And a lot of times they'll start doing it and then you never see one, because as soon as they start writing it down, they figure it out. They're like, there it is, and you know,
definitely,
they write down that latte, like, oh my God, that was 1,000 calories extra each day. That's probably not
yeah. Some of that, I mean, you measure everything that you take in. It just makes a lot of sense.
And it's everything. So if you're cooking dinner and you sneak a couple of bites of chicken, write it down. If you go to Chick-fil-A and you
I'm like,
get some
I'm not
grilled
sitting
nuggets,
down. I just ate my whole dinner making dinner.
you use 3 packets of sauce. Like, that might be why you're not losing this week.
I'm ready for Sarah's question, but I don't know what CMOS is. I'm Scooby. Hold on, I'm putting my hand in front of the thing. I don't know what CMOS is. Yeah, the answer is yes. But yeah,
really high in B vitamins, because the patient was asking about it, and because we were trying to figure out why her B12 was high.
okay. So be careful on the B vitamins if you're Irish. Oh, I know what that is when I walk on the beach. I'm not picking that up.
And eating it.
Gel. So Amanda, oh, you're vegan. I'm sorry. I'm like, Amanda uses vegetarian sources, but not vegan because I think it's egg. So yeah, however you can get your protein, right? I mean, there are plenty of vegan pea proteins out there, period. And soy, right? Soy is not harmful the way we thought it was. People mess that up. So please just if you want to do research, do research. If you don't want to trust me because it's not medical advice here, that's fine. I'm good with it. Just take a look at the actual soy research and don't be afraid of soy. It's a bean.
Sarah's asking, how much is compound with you guys if I change over to you? So it
I'm
depends on what dose you're at. Our SEMA starts at around 140, 150, and then tirzepatide's around 200, I think. It's been a while since I've looked at the things.
I'm there.
But
if low doses of semaglutide, 130.
there you go. Okay, went down.
Yeah. So funny. We're like, how much is it? I don't know. We just get the stuff from pharmacy. Like they change their prices and we don't keep track. Our staff puts it on this website. So we have to look every time. The cheapest tirzepatide is 200, it looks like.
Yeah. And
I lied.
You can come over to us, join our practice, kind of check things out, and we don't charge you for a consultation, see what the prices are. And then if it's not for you, it's not for you. I think we're pretty competitive. So
yeah. So here's the thing.
And you get a lot more.
I actually got this.
Yeah, a lot more.
Document the other day that has a list of all the telehealth providers, and somebody did market research on Reddit, I think is where Nikki found it. I don't know where she found it. I might be lying, talking on about here. But it's market research for all the telehealth providers. We're flying under the radar, which is exactly where I want us to be. We are not going to be the lowest provider for you. If you're looking for cheap and not involved people, we're not your people, right? If you're looking for someone that urgent care is included, if you need to text us and say, shoot, my daughter's got strep, I know I have strep, we'll ask you some emergent type questions to make sure you don't need to go to the ER, and then write a prescription for you. You're going to your primary care doctor and they have a lab panel, the lab panel every year that you get that they want to see. And you're like, I do not feel like going 2 visits because I got to go and then I got to go back for him to explain it. Ask us, we'll write the order, and then you bring it to your doctor, save you. It's not about the money even so much as the copay. It's the time. We save you 4 hours of sitting in the stupid doctor's office waiting room, checking your phone, being like, what the hell? What's taking so long?
Yep.
So.
RN 2201 is asking, she was the one asking how you switch between 5 and 7.5. So I'm not sure if you're on maintenance or you're trying to kind of dial in the dose. Some people, once they get the maintenance, they might do 5. It works really well for them. And then after about 2-3 weeks, they need to have a 7.5 to kind of get them back under control. And then 5 works well again.
I did 6 this week.
Yeah. And when you're on compound, you can just kind of really adjust it to where you really want to be. 5's not enough. 7.5 is too much. You do 6 1/4, whatever.
Yeah. I had a lot of food noise and I was like, but I did.
How do you land on a weight goal? I'm not sure when to stop or go into maintenance. So for me, I would just because it's a safety thing, I would kind of check my BMI, kind of throw some numbers in there. There's lots of things online you can check it. And from myself, I think just pick a BMI that's normal. So 19 to 25, Start at 25, and then I think that should be your first goal because that's not considered overweight anymore. And it's moving. So see how you feel when you get there. You know, if your BMI is 25 and you're happy, you're like, if I lose any weight, I'm gonna feel too thin and sickly, and that's fine. Some people want to go a little lower. I find most people are happy at 21, 22 range.
Yeah, for me, the interesting thing, if I lost weight because of stress, I felt terrible because there were times where I just couldn't eat and my stress threw me the other way, which is interesting because that's new for me. But when I lost weight intentionally with increasing my nutrition, and the nutrient density of my foods, that was much better. So that made me feel like it's the same number, right? So again, it's not just about the weight loss. I'm happier at 20. I'm happier with a BMI about 20.
Yeah, and some people they get to 26 and they're super excited. They're like, I'm not going any lower. I want to go on maintenance, and that's fine. Because if you have more muscle mass on your body, 26 is, I mean, it's going to be considered overweight if you look at numbers, but if you look at your body composition, it's fine. Let's see.
So 2.5 mg per mil and 30 units. So assuming the insulin syringe is a regular insulin syringe. I need a calculator.
You just divide it by like a 3-ish. So it's like 0.75, 8.8, something like that.
Yeah, so if it's like 0.8, so if it's semaglutide, then you're on 0.75. Is that a real dose?
That sounds about, no, it's not a real dose, but with compound, you can do whatever you want. Because some people I think that jump from 0.5 to 1 is a big jump.
I do too. It's double. I mean, I get it's from 0.25 to 0.5 as well, but it's a bigger, I don't know. Well, think about the one, it's 1 to 2. It's 0.5 to 1 and then 1 to 2. Guys, back it down. It's a dial pen. It's like for Ozempic, there's no need to do less clicks, but whatever. Oh, sorry. Michelle, we have Wisconsin. We are not in Nebraska. So if you're in Nebraska, you can go to Nikki. She is whereisnicole.com. Where's Waldo? She's in all 50 states and DC. But Wisconsin is in our coverage. We would love to have you. Love to play. Thank you, Lisa. And that's exactly, that's why we're here. We like to screw around on Tuesday mornings.
All right. So above, Val is saying, should you be in a calorie deficit while on a GLP-1? Well, if your goal is weight loss, yes. If you're just taking it for anti-inflammatory effect, or if it's helping your PCOS and you don't want to lose weight, or like you're helping with your blood sugar, I'd say no. You just eat maintenance. But most people are taking these right now to lose a little bit of weight. And if you're diabetic, probably a little weight loss.
Don't forget your food noise.
And the food noise. Yes.
Because if you need it to calm down your food noise, then we got to work. We actually work with one of our patients really pretty intensely because she needs 5 milligrams of tirzepatide for the food noise, but can't lose any more weight. So we've got to increase her calories in amounts that she can tolerate. So it's really super fun.
Oh, here's a good one because I see this every once in a while from Sarah. My B12 has been over 2,000 and is that bad? My GLP-1 is mixed with B12. So yeah, that B12 being really high for extended periods of time can actually cause neurologic stuff. Like you can start to get tremors and tingling and so if you start to have those in your extremities, you need to stop the B12, go see your doctor, because some people just don't metabolize it well. Theoretically, you should just pee it all out, but some people don't. That's the first cautionary thing. The second would be, it is possible, like the last one, the patient took their shot and had their blood drawn like the next day or that day. So it's going to be artificially high. It's going to peak in about 24 to 36 hours. So I tell the patients but next time, have your blood drawn and then take your shot after, wait at least a week. And then if it's still high, then yeah, it's, with at least us, we can switch to B6, L-carnitine, to different pharmacies. But yeah, that's too dang high.
Somebody asked about food noise. Well, one person said the food noise, it's not quelled at 7.5. Stress and poor food quality makes my food noise get out of control. And so does not being on a GLP-1 at appropriate dosing. But I need less and what food noise is. So the first time I took Manjaro, 2.5. I was very lucky to be an early responder. Not everybody is. We're a bell curve, right? Within 6 hours, my brain was quiet for the first time in memory that I can recall. Things were calm. It was very different. There is no chatter. It's hard to explain, I think, to people who don't have it. It's just loud up there. What I'm eating next, literally what I'm thinking about right now is I have this protein shake and I'm thinking I should probably add some fruit with this protein shake. That's a thought. The thought of I should probably add this fruit, but there's ice cream in the fridge. So I should probably why don't I just eat the ice cream? Because let's be serious. I mean, it's in there. What's one ice cream going to do? No, it's not really a problem, right? It's really not an issue. But if I eat the ice cream, or I could just eat a protein bar because that's kind of crunchy and that would be pretty good. So I could probably do that. Should I do the protein? Do you think I could fit the protein in? I mean, like all day long.
Hey, if you need that crunch, Fit Crunch makes like a wafer bar now.
That's the one I'm talking about. I'll eat
That's
four.
pretty good. It's pretty
I
good.
know they're good. I actually save them for my kid because they're the ones he really likes. We don't service Missouri yet. So Nikki does though. Maribel, I don't know what Maribel does. So Maribel is whereismaribel.com, Maribel. You can check out her states too. So we're 3 people. We hang out. Our little Marco Polo group, we call it the office. We don't get kickbacks. We don't work together. We just push each other forward really hard.
So I'm gonna say this because this is true. And somewhat. I'm glad it feels really good that you guys care about us. Not much doctors do. I think there's a small part that maybe don't care. I think a lot of them are just too busy. They're overwhelmed and overworked, and like they're basically told, look, depending on their practice, you have to see 40 patients a day, period. So if they have somebody complex and you're less complex, they're going to blow through you. And it seems like they don't care. It's just that
but God,
long weeks.
They care, and we do care. I like Neil said, I would say probably 95% of the doctors you come in contact with at least care.
Yeah,
think
absolutely.
about you at night. Think about, could I have done something different? Oh gosh, I'm sorry, we're probably behind. Are you available to consult if a patient has side effects? We have, Neil's laughing. If you saw him on YouTube, we have unlimited texting. And right now we have 20 hours of coverage during the week, I think, but we're going to 24/7 coverage on the text line. So providers may not be there, but they might, because sometimes it's overnight and they're up.
Yeah.
Yeah, we do unlimited texting for side effects management. And it's not just here's some Zofran. It's actually working with you. Like Neil said, you might need to do a food diary, figure out what's causing this. When are you eating? Blah, 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 blah. And we do urgent care for our patients at no extra charge.
All right, let's see. Juana's really concerned about her hair, so let's hit that. So for hair, it is inevitable for some people.
Watch Dr. Mo, he's totally bald and he lost all of his.
I lost all my hair. No, it's inevitable on these on any kind of weight loss diet. You could lose some hair. You're just basically you're malnourished, in quotes if you can't see that. You're not eating as much, so your body's going to do other processes than your hair for some people. So you might lose a little bit more. Things you can do to help prevent that. Make sure you're getting your protein in. Get adequate protein. We tell our patients to, like Mo's showing, we tell our patients to take biotin, 10,000 micrograms a day to kind of help with hair loss. Otherwise, it will come back when you're done losing weight and you start eating a little bit more normal. So don't worry too much. I don't think we've had anybody whose hair didn't come back, except mine.
Yeah, Neil's did not
But
come
I'm balding. It's an age thing.
I actually came back much thicker. My hair does not braid as well as it did when I had hair loss. So there are pluses and minuses, but I actually had somebody comment, "Oh my God, your hair looks so much better." Because I was really stressed at the time as well. So I had stress hair loss and weight loss hair loss. It was a super shitty combo.
Can you get UTIs on GLPs? So it is a little bit more common, and some of it might be the sugar coming out. The other part, my guess is you're a little dehydrated because you're not eating and drink as well. Women have a very short urethra, so you're not peeing as often. So little critters crawl where they're not supposed to crawl too fast. So drink more water, which will help go into the next question is low blood pressure side effect. Yes, if you're not hydrating, you will get low blood pressure.
Yes.
And if you're on blood pressure medicines and you're losing weight, you might not need to be on blood pressure medicines anymore. But yeah, hydrate with electrolytes and see if that improves it. If not, I would talk to your doctor.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, don't forget, blood pressure is a symptom of other problems. So, try to do the thing while you're making the appointment with your doctor. Make sure you're hydrating with electrolytes. Um, my dad, his doctor did not decrease the type and amount of his blood pressure prescription fast enough, and it was detrimental to my father's health. We fixed that.
Kalia, very informative, instant follow. Thank you. Hydration. I take Celtic sea salt, and that works for me. Heck yeah, I'm a Celtic sea salt guy. Love it.
Neil, the gray wet salt. Is there another way of drinking your protein shake? Every time I drink it, I gag. First of all, pick a different protein shake. Do what you're gonna do, right? Second, do a protein and bake it into something, or do like overnight oats or something. I will actually, if I do overnight oats, I'm not a huge oatmeal fan. I'm trying. Why? Just because I need better food quality. I will use this instead of milk in things. People put it in coffee. I will put this with a couple shots of espresso, warm it up. I just didn't have time today.
I agree.
Yeah, try different shakes. Good, Bryn.
I was gonna say, I agree. You got to try a couple different ones, but for me, it's Greek yogurt. I'll get down on that. And a lot of protein, good source, a lot of products out there don't have a lot of sugar. So you can really, have some good calories without.
Yeah. And while we're on the latte thing, I'll get like a birthday cake premier shake, put 2 shots of espresso in it, put some whipped cream and sprinkles on the top, and away I go.
Kelsey's asking, what must-have supplements? So for me, if I was just starting out again, knowing what I know, I would have a multivitamin. If I cared about my hair, I would take biotin. I would I would find a protein shake I like and some kind of a hydration drink I like. And that's all you need to start. Other things, some people have constipation. There was a question above. The biggest thing is starting with hydration. If that's not taking care of it, I would look at Miralax to kind of get myself going. Is where I would go. But the biggest thing is hydration. Otherwise, is there anything else you guys would recommend that must have?
If you care about your liver, you're not going to take biotin. Okay. I love my liver. My liver kind of kicks ass. That's why I don't drink alcohol. So, I mean, among other reasons. And eat a ton of sugar, because the most common reason for a liver transplant necessity currently is being fat. So that's kind of shitty for your liver. But I'm looking it up.
Okay, so just a small time. How can I get 50 grams of protein for lunch? I struggle with lunch. So this is where I would Google high protein foods, find foods on there that you like. And that's how I would base my meals for myself. Cause I've like a lifetime of eating tons of chicken. I'm more of a fish guy now. So like it is easy for me to eat a pound of whitefish. It's flaky. It's easy to eat. There's minimal chewing, and there's not much that taste unless you season it. So that's where I go. But otherwise, yeah, like even if you did even if you don't have to make the whole sandwich, like you just eat some turkey breast with some Greek yogurt, and half of a protein shake works. And then if you're in Texas, HEB has Mootopia. It's a high protein like milk product, and it is delicious.
Is Mootopia, does it have more protein than the other one? The one that I buy? Help me. What is it?
Fairlife?
Yes, thank you.
Yeah, I think they're about equal. It's like 14 grams or 15 grams.
I'm like, I'll switch to Mootopia. I wasn't thinking about it.
Yeah.
I'm looking at, all right. So
yellow dragon fruit.
And that, right, yellow dragon fruit. I can't, hold on. I'm still stuck on the biotin thing because I don't see anything. Changes liver morphology apparently in mice, which I'm not a mice. So I do like Disney, but I'm not a mouse. So mouse studies, it changed some cellular stuff, but I need human studies.
Oh, and while you're looking for that, KG.
By the way, so biotin causes reductions in the dilated portal vein, leukocytic infiltration, and fatty degeneration. So it improves your liver structure. I'm confused.
Kate Janishek, going to start Wegovy today. What do you recommend first thing to prepare for on changes? So the first thing, because if you're going to start Wegovy, semaglutide products work pretty quickly. I would not eat a last hurrah heavy meal before you take your shot. I would kind of limit your food intake prior to the shot. For me, within an hour or two, I was not hungry. It was pretty incredible. I was just responded well to the lowest dose. And then start hydrating. So when you're picking up your med, grab a couple of hydration drinks, this different flavors, different brands to see which one you're going to like. And while you're at it, grab some protein shakes. Same thing, different flavors, different brands, see which one you like. Do not buy a case of chocolate, whatever. You might hate it. Some people just hate the Fairlife protein shakes, and that's okay. They're more Premier Protein people.
Okay, this is kind of important for the emergency medicine people out there because this is something I probably had in my head but forgot. Biotin supplementation can falsely decrease troponin, so you won't catch a heart attack. So if you're having chest pain and you go to the doctor and you're on biotin, tell them, because they need to know that. And considering the fact that I didn't know that off the top of my head, that's a bad thing. I should know that. I'd love to know if I can take biotin. Yes, from everything I just found, you can't even get toxic. So several studies have found no adverse, this is a meta-analysis. Several studies have found no adverse effects of 10 to 50 milligrams per day of biotin and up to 200 milligrams a day oral biotin or 20 mgs per day intravenously in patients with biotinase deficiency do not produce symptoms of toxicity. So even if you can't break it down, you can overdose the hell out of it and it doesn't hurt you.
Yeah, some people inject biotin in large amounts. So
it does give falsely low thyroid hormone lab tests as well, but it just interferes with the lab test, not the actual function of your body. So take it. I mean, I took it, but is it bad for anxiety? No, it's lower anxiety. Okay. Yeah. Lower anxiety of anxiety, stress, and depression. B7. It is vitamin B7, by the way.
All right. Do you guys have any kind of bread for sandwiches? I think it's Sola bread. Some places so basically this is where I would use a keto bread, where it's high protein, high fiber bread.
Eat brioche bread, dude. Just eat the bread. No, don't. I actually do sprouted grain bread these days.
No, I like those. And not so much because the calorie content or, because, don't eat carbs. They're bad. Carbs aren't bad. But it's because it's high in fiber or high in protein. So it kind of bumps up your protein, helps your fiber so you don't get constipated when you're not eating as much. That's the reason I like those in this instance.
I used to eat Ezekiel and I swear to God. Oh, hello, Rach is on Instagram. They're my people. Sorry, I got distracted. I used to eat Ezekiel. I can't do it anymore. I actually switched to Dave's Killer Bread. It has a couple more grams of sugar in it, but the taste is so much better than Ezekiel cardboard. I just can't tolerate it. I don't know what the deal is, but anyhow, yes, Premier shakes are fine. You will get people that are saying all the preservatives in it are bad. I need big rocks, people. Big rocks to make a difference. I need the protein and whatever. Dave's for small sandwiches. Yeah, I do the Dave's thin slice. I do sprouted grain. But a lot of the professional triathletes that flow through here, they almost all eat Dave's.
I'm gonna hit this one above. I eat toast with peanut butter before my shot, something small and with carbs. So it doesn't really matter if with these meds, they don't work that fast. So you don't have to worry about eating carbs around them. My only warning, if you're trying to lose weight, peanut butter is very, very high in fat, to the point where I probably wouldn't use it for weight loss unless it's your favorite. And even then I would go get PB Fit. And there's some recipes on there. People just mix it with a little bit of water and it tastes just like peanut butter, except it's high in protein and lower in fat. So you still get that protein kick.
I should totally do that.
That's where I would go if in a weight loss situation.
Yeah. I mean, I don't need to lose weight, but I also have triggers that I get switches that get flipped with peanut butter, and it sits right next to the Nutella.
Ooh, peanut butter cups.
I know it sits right next to the Nutella. Like, come on, there we go.
My weakness is almond butter. I destroy almond butter.
No, so just small time. I would not say no nut butters. They're very high in calories. So I would probably, if you love them, because I don't think anything's off limits with GLP-1 medicines. If you avoid stuff, you're going to be miserable. And as soon as you're allowed to eat it, like you come off the meds, you hit your goal weight, you're going to go crazy. Yeah. So I wouldn't say absolutely no nut butters. I would just use them in limited quantities. And that's where I like the PB Fit. Or if you're doing okay on macros or losing weight and you're still doing them, that's fine. And when you hit a stall, it's just something you can cut out, which is nice because it's super high calorie to cut out a little bit.
Yeah, keep eating it. If you're still losing, keep
to get you going.
You just,
yeah. Yeah, there's nothing off limits. We've had patients come, like my doctor told me I'm not allowed to have a piece of chocolate with dinner. Absolutely not. You absolutely can have whatever you want. Have that small bowl of ice cream. For some people, it's a trigger though. Like Dr. Mo can't have one piece of chocolate with dinner. She's going to eat the whole bag. Kids aren't getting, Halloween candy if she starts. Sorry, they're just not. So it's kind of how you do.
I'm eating your candy.
Yeah. She's robbing kids coming to the house. Give me your candy, kid.
Yeah. Trick or treat. Well, this is a trick house. Give it over. Oh shit, it's Halloween coming up. We got to figure out the costume. Oh crap. Okay. Think.
What was above? Oh, Tracy Jean. I've been on Zep since 324. Have lost only 21 pounds. Currently on 10 milligrams. Suggestions for more weight loss. So what is that? We'll call it 6 months. I think that's still good. That's still like 3-ish pounds a month.
Yeah.
I think that's fantastic. So don't feel bad about that weight loss. Things to get things going.
I hear you.
If you're still having appetite, like food noise, you're still hungry all the time, it might be time to go up in dose. Or I would really focus on protein. Try to get about 100 grams of protein a day, starting the day with 30 grams of protein, and see if that helps with your appetite and gets you going. Yeah. And if you're not exercising, it's time to start.
Yep. Yes. Oh, I love that. I don't know what Corinne said. Obesity's list of many forms of cancer. Benefits outweigh risks. Cadbury eggs. Lena, don't bring that up, man.
Cadbury mini eggs? The mini eggs, Lena. They're mini eggs.
Man. Oh yeah. How to combat the fear of GLP-1 when we see people blaming GLP-1s for cancers.
It's easy. Look down. Do you have a tail? And are you furry and little ears and you run on a wheel? Are you a rat? No, don't worry about it.
Yeah.
That specific cancer they're worried about is so rare.
Yeah, the multiple endocrine neoplasia.
Yeah.
Type 2.
Benefit way outweighs the risk here.
Yeah. I eat very little, but exercise and water push my weight loss. If you eat very little. So here's the deal. All right, Courtney's not here, so we have to go with her mathematical hard truth. Courtney thought she was eating very little too, compared to the trackers and the calculators. But in reality, she was overeating for what her body needed to use. Because remember, if you're taking in 1,000 calories, other 500 is coming off of your ass. So the goal is till you get to a point. My body stopped losing weight. Like I feel like, oh, you're going to get anorexic. No, my body just stopped. My appetite increased. If you actually don't have food noise, your body can regulate itself. That's its job. But anyhow, I just have trouble with food noise and stress, right? Shocking. Because I'm a special snowflake that no one else deals with stress and food noise out there.
What was it? Lynn's asking, I'm loosely counting WW points and hope to eventually not count anything. So with most of my patients, at least in the beginning, I don't have them count a thing other than protein. And that's just to make sure we're getting enough. Typically, if you're really focused on protein and starting the day with a high protein breakfast, you don't really have to count too much other stuff because you're not hungry. In the beginning, when you have zero appetite, liquid proteins are great. They kind of help supplement it. And as you kind of get farther along, you have more appetite. That's where whole foods come in handy, like chicken breast, fish, steak. It sits in your stomach a little bit longer, takes time to chew, so you feel fuller. But yeah, if you're focused on protein, so make your plate, eat your protein. If there's room, eat the other stuff. You might not have any room.
What is food noise? I'm new here. I'm not envious of many things, but I get it. This is also my journey. Food noise is incessant chatter about food. And the way I described it earlier, it's literally, I have a protein shake that's empty right now because I finally finished it. And normally it would be like, I really should grab some fruit with it. I just don't want to walk away just yet because we have 5 more minutes. It's the constant, like going over what's in the pantry, what's in the freezer, what could I eat? Should I eat something else next? Should I not eat that? Maybe I should not eat that. Is the Dave's Killer Bread really a substitute for Ezekiel? Should I really do that? Do you think that's really what I should do? And it's not even a craving so much. I got those too. It's not a craving. It's incessant rumination about food that is not something I control. Yeah, food noise gone. Is that not just the best friggin' thing?
Amber Rose, I lost my insurance coverage. Don't have a pharmacy you can go through for discounted Monjuro. So Monjuro itself, not discounted. That's where you switch over to compounding. Most of the time, if you feel comfortable with that, it also depends on your dose. Sometimes compound is like the higher doses are more expensive than using the coupon to get Zepbound. So this is like.
Yeah, the Monjaro coupon though is still the same. If 550, did they say they couldn't get it? Monjaro and Zepbound are the same. what do you call it? Coupon wise.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
lost
you-
my insurance coverage. So if you
Ah.
lost, okay. So lost insurance coverage. So yeah, like you said, Zepbound self-pay is 370 something for the 2.5.
Yeah, and 500-ish something for the.
Or compound, or if you go the compound version, which is not tirzepatide, it is the compound that is used to make tirzepatide that is combined with the artist formerly known as tirzepatide, combined because it is still technically in shortage. Zepbound is Mounjaro, is tirzepatide chemical structure wise.
Let's see. Do you suggest creatine or amino acids? Yes, love creatine. It has some benefit with longevity and decreasing Alzheimer's, and it has some benefit short term for actually helping with memory, like within days of taking it. So it's the most studied supplement. It's super safe. I would absolutely try that one. Amino acids, like if you're talking about like essential amino acids or BCAAs, you're better off spending your money on a high quality protein. If you love them, like, there's some good like BCA drinks that just taste good and it gets you hydrated, then go for it. If not, yeah, I wouldn't spend my money there.
Hold on. I didn't see Angie Girl's question. I just saw, chose tirzepatide sauce food that saved my life, right? So somebody asked the reason or why you would ask for tirzepatide over semaglutide and they get super bad migraines on semaglutide. I'm like, that's your number one reason. However, I get terrible headaches if I'm not hydrated. My skin hurts, my head hurts, and I get really bad migraines with stress. So that too.
We got to hit this one. Kat Ray just had surgery, had been off to Ozempic, been off for 5 weeks and was on 2 milligrams. Do I start over or stay on 2 milligrams? I would start, depends. Now, if you are on, if you're saying Ozempic and you're actually on like brand name, yes, I would probably start over. If you're on compounded, typically we'll start a little bit higher. And we just have the patient split the first dose. And then if they don't have side effects, they go back, right? They start escalating every 2 weeks. But yeah, if you go back on 2 milligrams after 5 weeks off, it is completely out of your body. You will likely get very, very sick.
Yeah.
I would not suggest that.
Yeah, we'll see you in the ER.
And remember, it's a very long half-life. So you're looking at puking for 5-6 days. Please don't do that. Please don't do that.
And honest to God, like we do have doctors that'll restart you on there. Oh, it's 1 minute. All right. So quickie, coaching starts in 1 minute. So I gotta go. Amber, you're amazing. I'm so glad we could help. That's amazing. Stuck over 1 month at the wait, what to do. Protein first. Let me give you the contact information though, because we're leaving in a second. Magnesium, whatever suggested for what you need. Each magnesium does something different. So we don't really suggest anything. So if you want to be a patient, go to amstelehealth.com. If you want to get in on specific coaching with me nationwide, not limited by state, it's drmocoaching.com or just send me a DM and ask. You can put success and that way I'll know you came from here and what you're doing. Linda, 1 minute warning. I know, it's 11 o'clock. And that is private coaching with me. You can get information on that. If you're an AMS patient, it's stupid cheap. Thank you very much for coming. We're on normal time again next Tuesday. I like this. Like there's a good groove. There's a good groove. So go to amspublicgroup.com if you have questions we didn't get to and put them there. And then we'll answer them over there. Yes, and everybody go follow Neil so we can see his face. So, all right, guys.
Thanks for coming, everybody.
We'll see you on Tuesday at 10 Central.
Bye, guys.